The lore of the colonial marine campaign in Aliens vs. Predator, 2010, begins on the planet BG-386. This world is a Weyland-Yutani research colony where the company has discovered an ancient, massive Yautja pyramid buried beneath the jungle. The lore focuses on the sovereignty of the corporate hubris. Weyland-Yutani, led by the eccentric Carl Bishop Weyland, believed they could harness the power of both the predators and the xenomorphs. They established a research facility to study the pyramid and a refinery to harvest the planet's resources. The environment is a mix of high-tech steel and dense, prehistoric flora, representing the lore of the unnatural intrusion. The story follows a young Marine known as Rookie. He is part of a reinforcement squad sent to investigate why the colony has gone silent. The lore of the Marine perspective is one of vulnerability and fear. Unlike the Predator's stealth or the alien's speed, the Marine relies entirely on technology. The motion tracker becomes the center of the lore of the beeping dread. It is the only thing that alerts the Rookie to the presence of enemies in the thick brush. The company deliberately kept the Marines in the dark about what they were really protecting, treating the soldiers as expendable security for their biological research. As the Rookie's dropship approaches the planet, it is attacked by a cloaked Yautja ship. This introduces the lore of the interstellar ambush. The Marines are scattered across the jungle, separated from their heavy weaponry. The environment is dark and raining, creating the sovereignty of the atmospheric isolation. Rookie wakes up alone and must find his squad. He quickly discovers that the colony's security has been slaughtered not just by the local wildlife, but by something far more efficient. This is the lore of the double threat, as the Rookie realizes he is caught in the middle of an ancient war between two superior hunters. The Weyland-Yutani research facility is the first major location. Inside, Rookie finds logs detailing the Specimen 6 project. The lore reveals that the company was breeding xenomorphs in captivity, using the pyramid's energy to accelerate their growth. This is the sovereignty of the biological weapon. The facility is filled with empty cages and blood-stained floors, showing that the specimens have escaped. The lore of the containment breach is a recurring theme. The company's arrogance always leads to their own destruction. Rookie must navigate the dark corridors, using his shoulder lamp to find his way through the mess of wires and biological resin. The Marine's presence on BG-386 is a direct violation of Predator territory. The lore of the Predator's code explains that the Yautja view this planet as a sacred hunting ground. By opening the pyramid, the humans have defiled the trial. The Rookie finds his comrades being skinned and hung from trees, a grim introduction to the lore of the trophy hunter. This isn't just a war for territory. It is a ritual. The Predators are not just killing for survival. They are killing for honor. This makes the Marines feel like prey rather than soldiers, a shift in power that defines the campaign's early lore. Rookie eventually meets up with Corporal Tequila, his commanding officer. She represents the sovereignty of the hardened veteran. She understands that the company has betrayed them, but her focus remains on saving the remaining Marines. Through her, we learn the lore of the Marine Brotherhood. Despite being outmatched, the Marines rely on teamwork and communication. Tequila provides the Rookie with his first heavy weapon, the M41A pulse rifle. This weapon is the icon of the colonial Marine sovereignty, a symbol of human ingenuity meant to level the playing field against monsters. As the first part of the story ends, Rookie and Tequila head toward the colony's heart, the refinery. They hope to find a way to call for evacuation. However, the lore of the refinery siege suggests that the building has become a hive. The xenomorphs have occupied the industrial structure, using the heat and steam to create a perfect breeding ground. Rookie looks at the massive towers of the refinery, knowing that to get off the planet, he must go through a literal hell of metal and claws. The sovereignty of the corporate agenda has turned a simple mining world into a graveyard. The Rookie and Tequila push through the dense, rain-slicked jungle toward the massive industrial complex known as the refinery. This structure is the backbone of Weyland-Yutani's operations on BG-386. The lore here centers on the sovereignty of the industrial hive. The refinery was designed to process the planet's natural gases, but since the containment breach, the xenomorphs have repurposed the facility. The intense heat, constant steam, and network of pipes have allowed the creatures to create a secondary nest far from the pyramid. This is the lore of the adaptive organism. The aliens don't just live in an environment. They consume and rebuild it to suit their biological needs. As the Rookie enters the refinery, the atmosphere shifts from the organic chaos of the jungle to the metallic dread of a dying factory. The environment is a labyrinth of catwalks, hissing valves, and flickering emergency lights. This represents the sovereignty of the mechanical failure. The refinery's automated systems are struggling to keep the pressure regulated while the aliens tear through the internal wiring. The Rookie discovers that the colonists who weren't killed in the initial attack were dragged here. This introduces the lore of the living resource. The aliens are using the refinery as a pantry, storing humans in the steam-filled lower levels to await face-hugging. The gameplay in the refinery focuses on environmental awareness. The aliens use the verticality of the structure to their advantage, crawling along the undersides of the metal grates and dropping from the shadows of the high ceilings. This is the lore of the vertical predator. The Rookie's motion tracker is constantly chirping, but because the refinery is so large and filled with moving machinery, the tracker often picks up false positives. This creates the sovereignty of the sensory overload. The Rookie must learn to distinguish between the rhythmic thumping of a piston and the skittering of a xenomorph's claws. It is a war of nerves where the environment itself feels like it is trying to hide the enemy. During the descent into the refinery's core, the Rookie encounters the lore of the Praetorian. These are the massive, armored guards of the hive. They are the sovereignty of the biological shield. Unlike the smaller drones, the Praetorians are built for direct combat and can shrug off standard pulse rifle fire. This forces the Rookie to rely on the M56 smart gun. The lore of the smart gun is the lore of the automated executioner. This weapon uses a head-mounted display and a tracking system to lock onto targets automatically. It represents the peak of colonial marine tech, designed to give a single soldier the firepower of an entire squad. It is the only thing that can punch through the thick chitin of the hive's defenders. The lore of the alien queen's influence begins to manifest here. Although the queen is deeper in the hive, her presence is felt through the behavior of the drones. They become more coordinated, using flanking maneuvers to trap the Rookie in tight corridors. This is the sovereignty of the collective intelligence. The Rookie finds logs from the colony's head scientist, who noticed that the aliens' communication increased once the Yautja pyramid was opened. The lore suggests that the pyramid acted as a signal jammer, and once it was breached, the queen was able to exert full control over her brood. This turns the refinery from a disorganized mess into a focused military force. Tequila stays in radio contact, directing the Rookie toward the control center. She represents the sovereignty of the tactical eye. She is monitoring the refinery's internal sensors, trying to find a way to vent the gas to kill the creatures. However, she discovers that Weyland-Yutani has placed a hard lock on the systems. This is the lore of the corporate sabotage. The company doesn't want the refinery purged because it would destroy the specimens inside. They would rather lose the Marines and the colonists than lose their biological research. This realization deepens the sovereignty of the corporate betrayal, showing that to the company, the refinery is just an expensive laboratory where the humans are the expendable test subjects. The Rookie finds the remains of the colony security force. These were private contractors hired by Weyland-Yutani. Their lore is the lore of the failed mercenary. They were better armed than the Seegson guards on Sevastopol, but they lacked the discipline of the colonial marines. Amanda Ripley's struggle was about stealth, but the Rookie's struggle is about sustained firepower. He finds sentry guns that the contractors tried to set up. These turrets are the sovereignty of the static defense. When the Rookie reactivates them, he witnesses the sheer efficiency of human ballistics against the swarm. The lore of the kill zone is established here, a strategy of funneling the horde into a narrow path and letting the machines do the work. Deep within the refinery, the Rookie finds the harvesting rooms. This is the most disturbing part of the lore. The aliens have used the refinery's cooling vats to keep the hosts alive in a state of shock. This is the sovereignty of the biological cruelty. The Rookie hears the screams of people who are begging for death. The lore of the mercy kill becomes a part of the Marine's experience. He isn't just a soldier. He is an executioner of his own kind to prevent the birth of more monsters. This creates a psychological weight that defines the Marine campaign. It isn't a hero's journey. It's a desperate cleanup of a corporate sin. As the part ends, the rookie reaches the main furnace. He manages to bypass the company's lock and triggers a partial purge. A massive wall of fire sweeps through the lower levels, incinerating the drones and the resin. This is the lore of the fire break. It provides a temporary window of safety for the survivors to reach the extraction point. However, the explosion damages the refinery's structural integrity. The lore of the crumbling fortress begins, as the rookie must race back to the surface before the entire complex collapses into the jungle. The air in the refinery is now thick with the smell of scorched acid and burning ozone. The rookie can hear the Queen's scream vibrating through the metal floors. She is angry. The lore of the wrath of the matriarch is now in play. The purge didn't kill her. It just destroyed her nursery. As the rookie reaches the elevator to the surface, he sees the first signs of the Yautja. A predator is watching him from a high crane, its 3 laser dots dancing across his chest. The sovereignty of the three-way war is fully realized. The aliens are the swarm, the Marines are the resistance, and the predators are the judges. The rookie emerges from the burning refinery into a world that has become a 3-way slaughterhouse. The lore of the jungle gauntlet begins here. The environment is no longer just a backdrop. It is a tactical layer of the sovereignty of the predator. The Yautja have begun their great hunt in earnest, using the chaos of the alien outbreak to test their skills against both the Xenomorphs and the colonial Marines. This represents the lore of the trial by fire. The predators view the Marines as hard meat, prey that is capable of fighting back with advanced technology. As the rookie navigates the treacherous paths back toward the research labs, he finds that the rules of engagement have changed. He is no longer just a soldier, he is a trophy. The environment is a dense mix of towering ferns and ancient stone ruins that predate the colony. This is the sovereignty of the ancestral ground. The lore suggests that the Yautja have been visiting BG-386 for millennia, and the colony was built on top of their sacred trial grounds. The rookie finds the bodies of his fellow Marines displayed in the trees, stripped of their gear. This is the lore of the disgraceful death. To the Yautja, a soldier who relies too much on his squad is not a worthy kill. They isolate the Marines, picking them off one by one to ensure a fair hunt. The rookie's motion tracker begins to fail in this area due to the predator's cloaking field, which introduces the lore of the visual deception. He must rely on his own eyes to spot the shimmer of the cloaked hunters. The rookie soon encounters his first direct predator battle. This is the sovereignty of the elite stalker. Unlike the aliens who charge in swarms, the predator is patient. It uses plasma casters from long range and wrist blades for quick, brutal strikes. The lore of the plasma caster is the lore of thermal superiority. This weapon can vaporize a human in a single shot, but it requires a lock-on. The rookie must use the environment, trees, rocks, and ruins to break the predator's line of sight. This is a game of cat and mouse, where the Marine is the mouse with a pulse rifle. The lore of the blooding is established here. The predator is trying to mark the rookie as its kills, and the rookie is just trying to stay in one piece. As he nears the Weyland-Yutani research lab, the rookie finds the lore of the alien-predator rivalry. He witnesses a skirmish between a group of drones and a Yautja warrior. This is the sovereignty of the ancient blood feud. The aliens hate the predators because the Yautja use them as breeding stock for their trials. The predators hate the aliens because they are the ultimate prey. Dangerous, unpredictable, and mindless. The rookie can use this to his advantage, staying hidden while the two monsters tear each other apart. This is the tactical sovereignty of the third party. He isn't strong enough to fight both, but he is smart enough to let them kill each other. The entrance to the Weyland-Yutani research lab is a stark contrast to the ancient jungle. It is a fortress of white plastic and clinical steel. This is the sovereignty of the sterile lie. The lore of the lab is the lore of the mad scientist. Here, Carl Bishop Weyland's team was performing unholy experiments to fuse Yautja technology with human biology. The rookie finds logs detailing the android program, where the company was building synthetics that looked exactly like their founder. This reveals the sovereignty of the narcissism, showing that Weyland viewed himself as a god who deserved to live forever through his machines. The lab is the birthplace of the disaster, the place where the specimens were poked until they bit back. Inside the lab, the rookie meets Corporal Tequila again, but she is wounded. The lore of the infection fear takes over. Tequila has been attacked by a facehugger, and the lore suggests that a queen's embryo might be inside her. This introduces the sovereignty of the medical crisis. The rookie must find a way to get her to a stasis pod to halt the growth of the creature. This shifts the mission from escape to protection. He is no longer just fighting for himself. He is fighting for the life of his commander. This is the lore of the burden of command, where the rookie must make the hard calls to keep the mission alive while the facility falls apart. The lab is crawling with Weyland-Yutani combat androids. This is the lore of the synthetic guard. Unlike the working Joes of Sevastopol, these droids are built for war. They are armed with pulse rifles and shotgun attachments. Their lore is the sovereignty of the cold efficiency. They don't feel fear and they don't miss. They are programmed to protect the company's research data at any cost, even if it means killing every human marine on the planet. The rookie must use his M92 sniper rifle to take them out from a distance. The lore of the blue blood is present here. The white/blue fluid that leaks from the droids, showing that they are nothing more than machines designed to look like men. The rookie discovers the lore of the predator capture. In the center of the lab, Weyland-Yutani has managed to trap a Yautja warrior in an electromagnetic field. They are dissecting its technology while it is still alive. This is the sovereignty of the ultimate blasphemy. The company is literally stealing the god's fire. This is why the predators are so aggressive. They aren't just hunting for fun. They are on a rescue and retribution mission. The rookie has the choice to free the predator to create a distraction, a move that highlights the lore of the necessary evil. To survive the company's droids, he must unleash the very thing that was trying to skin him minutes ago. The air in the lab is cold and smells of antiseptic and ozone. The rookie finds the Specimen 6 files, which explain that the alien he has been hunting is a unique creature with higher intelligence. This adds to the lore of the nemesis. The alien isn't just a drone. It's a survivor that has a personal grudge against the humans who caged it. The sovereignty of the vengeful specimen makes every shadow in the lab feel lethal. The rookie realizes that the company didn't just breach containment. They created a monster that is learning how to hunt them back. He is standing at the epicenter of a biological and technological explosion. As the part ends, the rookie secures Tequila in a portable stasis unit. He hears the voice of Carl Bishop Weyland over the intercom. Weyland is not angry. He is impressed. He views the rookie as a valuable data point in his experiment. The lore of the corporate puppet master is in full effect. Weyland tells the rookie that if he wants to save his friend, he must bring her to the pyramid core where the real medical equipment is located. This is a trap, but it's the only choice the rookie has. He prepares to descend into the ancient depths of the planet, where the lore of the Yautja kings and the alien hive collide in the darkness. The rookie enters the Yautja pyramid, a massive structure buried deep beneath the planet's surface. This is the oldest location on BG-386. The lore here centers on the sovereignty of the ancient ritual. The pyramid was built thousands of years ago as a proving ground for young Yautja warriors. It is a living machine, powered by the planet's thermal energy and filled with shifting stone corridors. This represents the lore of the mechanical tomb. Unlike the high-tech Weyland-Yutani labs, the pyramid is built of heavy, inscribed basalt that has survived for millennia. The rookie is no longer in a human world. He is a trespasser in a holy site dedicated to the hunt. The environment is a series of vast, echoey chambers filled with glowing blue energy and statues of legendary hunters. This is the sovereignty of the Yautja history. The lore suggests that the predators didn't just visit this planet. They ruled it. The rookie finds murals that tell the lore of the Great Sacrifice, showing how the Yautja would bring a queen to the planet to produce eggs for their trials. This is the origin of the current outbreak. By breaking into the pyramid, the humans accidentally restarted a cycle of violence that had been dormant for centuries. The rookie's presence is seen as a defilement by the pyramid's automated defense systems, which begin to activate as he descends. The rookie soon encounters the ancient aliens. These are xenomorphs that have been in stasis for hundreds of years. This introduces the lore of the elite breed. These creatures are darker, tougher, and more aggressive than the newborn drones from the refinery. They have been trained by the pyramid's traps to be the ultimate test for any warrior. This is the sovereignty of the biological evolution, where the alien adapts even to the stone and heat of a subterranean prison. The rookie must use his M240 incinerator unit to clear the paths. The lore of the flamethrower in the pyramid is one of survival. Fire is the only thing that can flush the ancient hunters out of the crevices in the stone. As he moves deeper, the rookie finds the lore of the holographic records. He activates a series of Yautja data glyphs that project three-dimensional images of past hunts. This is the sovereignty of the digital ghost. These records show how the Yautja used the pyramid to test their strength against the abomination, the Xenomorph. The rookie learns the lore of the warrior's path, realizing that to survive the pyramid, he must think like a hunter. He has to use the pyramid's own traps, swinging blades and spiked pits, to kill the aliens. This is the tactical sovereignty of the environment, where the Marine must turn the predator's house against its inhabitants. The rookie is still carrying Corporal Tequila in her stasis unit. This adds a layer of physical and emotional weight to the lore. He is dragging the future of his squad through a place designed to kill everything that moves. The lore of the protective instinct is what keeps the rookie going. He finds a Yautja healing shard in a side chamber. This introduces the lore of predator medicine. While it is designed for Yautja biology, it can be used to stabilize human wounds. This represents the sovereignty of the forbidden technology, where a Marine is forced to use alien tools to save a human life. It shows that even in a place built for death, there are tools for survival. The Weyland-Yutani androids have also entered the pyramid. They are trying to extract the pyramid's power core to take back to Earth. This is the lore of the corporate desecration. The droids are seen by the pyramid as soulless intruders, and the stone traps are just as lethal to them as they are to the Marines. The rookie witnesses a squad of droids being crushed by a falling stone ceiling. This is the sovereignty of the ancient power, showing that human technology is fragile when compared to the timeless engineering of the Yautja. The rookie must fight through these droids in the Hall of Heroes, a room filled with the sarcophagi of dead predator kings. Deep within the pyramid, the rookie finds the lore of the Queen's Chamber. This is where the original alien queen was held in chains. The lore reveals that she was kept in a state of eternal hunger to ensure she would always produce aggressive offspring. This is the sovereignty of the cruel cycle. The queen has been freed by the human intervention, and her influence is what is drawing the aliens toward the core. The rookie can feel the vibrations of her roar through his boots. This introduces the lore of the subterranean fear, a constant, low-frequency sound that messes with the rookie's balance and aim. He isn't just fighting monsters. He is fighting the very ground beneath him. The rookie encounters a Yautja stalker who is guarding the path to the medical bay. This is the sovereignty of the duel. The stalker does not use long-range weapons. It wants to test the rookie's courage in close combat. The lore of the honorable kill is the focus here. The predator gives the rookie a moment to reload before attacking. This is a contrast to the mindless hunger of the aliens. The rookie must use his combat knife and shotgun to parry and strike. This is the lore of the Marine's grit, proving that a human can earn the respect of a predator if they stand their ground. The battle is a test of reflexes and primal sovereignty. As the part ends, the rookie reaches the pyramid core. This is a massive chamber where the heat of the planet is converted into energy. The lore of the power of the gods is displayed in the rivers of molten rock and the humming capacitors. He finds a specialized medical terminal that can perform the surgery Tequila needs. However, the lore of the ultimate choice is presented. To power the medical bay, he must divert energy from the pyramid's containment shields. This will allow the aliens to enter the core in massive numbers. This is the sovereignty of the sacrifice, where the rookie chooses the life of his friend over his own safety. The air in the core is boiling, and the smell of sulfur is everywhere. The rookie places Tequila on the medical table and begins the automated procedure. Outside the doors, he can hear the scratching of thousands of claws against the stone. The lore of the last stand begins now. He has no squad, no backup, and very little ammo. He stands at the center of a temple built for a hunt, and he is the only thing left to hunt. He checks his pulse rifle, watches the motion tracker, and waits for the ancient darkness to flood the room. The rookie stands his ground in the Pyramid Medical Bay, a rare intersection of ancient Yautja technology and modern Weyland-Yutani hardware. The lore here centers on the sovereignty of the medical sanctuary. While the automated systems begin the delicate procedure to remove the xenomorph embryo from Corporal Tequila, the rookie must act as her sole protector. This represents the lore of the final barrier. The room is a high-tech fortress surrounded by a prehistoric tomb. The air is thick with the smell of sterilized air and the copper tang of blood. The rookie's mission is simple but absolute. No monster enters the room while the surgery is in progress. The environment of the medical bay is designed for maximum efficiency. It is a circular room with heavy blast doors and reinforced glass. This is the sovereignty of the bottleneck. The lore of the defensive stand is defined by the rookie's use of sentry guns and proximity mines. He must place his defenses at the two main entrances, creating a kill zone that exploits the alien's single-minded aggression. As the surgery begins, the pyramid's power fluctuates, causing the lights to dim. This introduces the lore of the stroboscopic horror. The rookie must fight in pulses of light, catching glimpses of the xenomorphs as they leap from the shadows. The attack comes in waves, led by spitter xenomorphs. This introduces the lore of the ranged threat. These creatures don't charge. They stay back and use their acidic blood as a projectile. This forces the rookie to move constantly, breaking the sovereignty of the static defense. He cannot just hide behind his turrets. He must actively hunt the spitters before they melt his barricades. The lore suggests that these aliens were specifically bred to counter the Yautja's long-range plasma weapons. This is the sovereignty of the biological adaptation, where the hive evolves a countermeasure for every piece of technology the humans or predators bring into the pyramid. During the height of the battle, the rookie experiences the lore of the hive mind's desperation. The queen knows that her royal embryo is being removed from Tequila. She sends her drones into a suicidal frenzy to stop the surgery. This is the sovereignty of the matriarchal link. The aliens aren't just hunting for food. They are trying to protect their future. The rookie finds that his pulse rifle is running hot, the barrel glowing from constant fire. This is the lore of the weapon's limit. He is pushed to the edge of his endurance, forced to use his combat knife to parry the creatures that get past his bullets. This is the sovereignty of the primal struggle, where a modern soldier is reduced to a caveman defending his tribe. The surgery is a success, but the lore of the bitter victory is revealed. While the embryo is removed, the process has left the medical bay's power supply depleted. The stasis pod is failing. This introduces the sovereignty of the tactical sacrifice. To save Tequila's life, the rookie must leave her in the secured medical bay and descend into the alien hive at the very base of the pyramid to manually restart the thermal generators. This is the lore of the descent into hell. He is leaving the only safe place on the planet to enter the heart of the nightmare. He says goodbye to his commander, knowing he might never see her again. The environment of the hive is a complete transformation of the pyramid stone. The basalt walls are covered in thick, pulsing resin and bone-like structures. This is the sovereignty of the living architecture. The lore of the resin hive describes it as a biological machine that regulates the temperature and oxygen for the queen. The air is humid and smells of rot and ammonia. The rookie must navigate through egg chambers, where hundreds of facehuggers are waiting to hatch. This introduces the lore of the stealth purge. He must move quietly, using his M240 incinerator to burn the eggs before they can sense his body heat. This is the sovereignty of the silent hunter. As he reaches the bottom, the rookie finds the lore of the thermal forge. This is where the pyramid taps into the planet's magma. The Yautja built this forge to provide infinite power to their trials, but the aliens have clogged the cooling vents with their resin. This is the sovereignty of the biological sabotage. The rookie must manually clear the vents while being hunted by lurker Xenomorphs. These are the lore of the shadow killers. They don't hiss or growl. They wait in the dark and strike with their tails. The rookie's motion tracker becomes his only friend, its rhythmic beep the only thing keeping him sane in the oppressive heat. Deep in the forge, the rookie encounters a Yautja elite, who has also been sent to purge the hive. This introduces the lore of the temporary truce. For a brief moment, the Marine and the Predator find themselves fighting the same swarm. They don't speak, and they don't help each other directly, but they agree not to kill each other until the aliens are dead. This is the sovereignty of the shared enemy. It is a rare moment in the lore where the two most advanced races in the galaxy acknowledge each other's strength. The rookie witnesses the Predator's smart disc in action, a weapon of sovereign precision that carves through multiple drones in a single throw. The rookie successfully restarts the generators. The pyramid hums back to life, and the medical base power is restored. However, the lore of the seismic shift occurs. The sudden surge of energy causes the hive to destabilize. The resin begins to crack, and the queen's roar echoes through the forge. This is the sovereignty of the waking goddess. The queen is no longer content to stay in her chamber. She is coming for the intruder who burned her eggs and restarted the machine. The rookie must race back up the central shaft, using grapple points and narrow ledges to stay ahead of the rising magma and the pursuing swarm. As the part ends, the rookie reaches the upper levels of the hive, just below the medical bay. He looks down and sees the queen's massive silhouette emerging from the smoke and fire. This is the lore of the unstoppable force. She is a mountain of teeth and spite. The rookie has the power restored, but he has no way out. The elevator is jammed, and the swarm is closing in. He checks his remaining grenades and his last magazine. The sovereignty of the final stand has reached its peak. He is the last Marine in the heart of an ancient tomb, and the queen has found him. The rookie stands on a narrow maintenance platform overlooking the molten heart of the pyramid. Below him, the alien queen has fully emerged from the shadows of the forge. This is the sovereignty of the apex matriarch. Standing over 20 feet tall, she is the biological center of the BG-386 outbreak. The lore of the queen's rage is absolute. She is no longer acting on instinct, but on a direct, vengeful drive to eliminate the human who destroyed her nursery. The environment is a deadly mix of crumbling stone ledges and gouts of superheated steam. This represents the lore of the final arena, where the Marine is trapped between a goddess of death and a lake of fire. The battle begins as the queen lets out a piercing shriek that calls every remaining drone in the sector to her side. This introduces the lore of the infinite swarm. The rookie cannot focus solely on the queen. He must manage the trash mobs of smaller aliens that attempt to flank him. This is the tactical sovereignty of the crowd control. The rookie uses his M37A2 shotgun to blast back the drones while saving his pulse rifle grenades for the queen herself. The queen's primary weapon is her massive, whip-like tail and her secondary set of jaws. The lore of the queen's reach proves that nowhere on the platform is truly safe. She can strike from across the chamber with terrifying speed. The environment plays a crucial role in the sovereignty of the boss fight. The rookie notices several fuel conduits and steam vents surrounding the central platform. This is the lore of the environmental execution. Direct fire against the queen's thick, armored crest is useless. The lore suggests that her only weak points are her soft underbelly and her neck. The rookie must lure the queen into the path of the steam vents, using his motion tracker to time her movements. When she is blinded by the heat, he unleashes his full arsenal. This represents the sovereignty of the engineer's wit, where the Marine uses the Yautja's own power systems to weaken a biological titan. During the struggle, the pyramid begins to experience a catastrophic power surge. The thermal generators the rookie restarted are now overloading the ancient capacitors. This is the lore of the dying tomb. The stone walls begin to glow with a deadly orange light, and the floor shakes with seismic force. This adds the sovereignty of the time limit to the lore. The rookie isn't just fighting the queen. He is fighting the clock. If he doesn't kill her and escape within minutes, he will be entombed in the melting core. The lore of the heat death becomes literal as the air temperature rises to lethal levels, forcing the rookie to rely on his suit's internal cooling systems. The Queen makes a final, desperate charge, leaping onto the platform. The lore of the close-quarter nightmare is realized. The rookie is forced to use his combat knife to parry her smaller inner jaws while he jams a grenade into her open throat. This is the sovereignty of the last-ditch effort. The resulting explosion stuns the Queen, sending her reeling back toward the edge of the platform. The rookie activates the purge valve one last time, sending a concentrated blast of thermal energy directly into her chest. She falls into the molten magma below, her screams echoing through the stone before being silenced by the fire. This is the lore of the regicide, the fall of the hive's crown. With the Queen dead, the remaining drones fall into a state of synaptic chaos. Without her telepathic command, they become mindless and disorganized, often attacking each other or wandering blindly into the magma. This is the sovereignty of the severed mind. However, the pyramid is now in a state of total collapse. The rookie must grab the portable stasis unit containing Corporal Tequila and head for the emergency extraction lift. This introduces the lore of the heavy carry. He is moving at half speed, his armor scorched and his ammunition nearly depleted. He is a ghost of a soldier walking through a furnace, driven only by the lore of the Marine's promise to never leave a man behind. As he reaches the lift, the rookie is intercepted by Carl Bishop Weyland's combat androids. This is the sovereignty of the corporate vultures. Even as the planet's core is melting, the company is still trying to secure the royal embryo inside Tequila. The droids don't care about the seismic activity. They are programmed to fulfill the contract. This represents the lore of the Cold Prophet. The rookie must fight through a squad of elite snipers while protecting the pod. He uses his M92 sniper rifle to engage them in the ascension shaft, a long vertical climb where the only cover is the falling stones. It is a battle of human grit against synthetic precision in the middle of a volcanic eruption. The Yautja elite from the forge reappears, but this time he is not fighting. He is standing at the top of the shaft watching the rookie's progress. This is the sovereignty of the observer. The predator sees that the hard meat has done the impossible. He has killed the Queen and survived the hive. The lore of the mark of respect is established. The predator does not attack. Instead, he throws a plasma mine into the path of a pursuing group of aliens, clearing the way for the rookie. This is the lore of the silent ally, a rare moment where the hunter acknowledges that the Marine has earned his life through the right of the hunt. The rookie reaches the surface level of the research lab, which is now a ruin of twisted metal and jungle vines. The sun is setting on BG-386, casting a long, bloody shadow over the landscape. The lore of the fading world is present in the silence of the facility. Most of the colonists are dead, and the Torrens-class ships are long gone. The rookie finds a working long-range comlink and sends an emergency flare. He is exhausted, his body covered in green alien blood and black soot. This is the sovereignty of the survivor's exhaustion. He has saved his commander, but at the cost of his squad and his sanity. As the part ends, the rookie sits on the edge of a landing pad, the stasis pod humming beside him. He watches the pyramid in the distance collapse into the ground, a massive plume of dust and fire marking its grave. The lore of the buried history is complete. The ancient secrets of the Yautja are hidden once more. But in the sky, a massive Weyland-Yutani dropship begins to descend. The lore of the uncertain rescue returns. Is this his salvation, or is he just being collected like another specimen? He grips his pulse rifle, looking at the company logo on the ship's hull, and realizes the hunt might not be over yet. The rookie stands on the ruined landing pad of the BG-386 research facility. The sky is a bruised purple, and the air is heavy with the scent of ozone and the distant roar of the collapsing pyramid. The final chapter of the Marine's journey centers on the sovereignty of the corporate confrontation. A massive Weyland-Yutani dropship descends from the clouds, but it is not a rescue mission in the traditional sense. It is a recovery team. The lore of the endgame reveals that Carl Bishop Weyland has arrived in person to claim his property, the data from the pyramid and the embryo inside Corporal Tequila. This represents the lore of the CEO's obsession, where a man with infinite resources views a planetary disaster as a mere business expense. The environment of the final arena is a high-tech landing platform suspended over the jungle canopy. This is the sovereignty of the cold glass and steel. The lore of the final stand is defined by the arrival of Weyland's personal guard, the elite combat androids. These are the most advanced synthetics the company has ever produced. Unlike the previous droids, these models are equipped with experimental Yautja hybrid weaponry, including energy shields and rapid-fire plasma rifles. This is the lore of the Stolen Fire, where human greed has successfully weaponized the technology of the gods. The rookie must protect the stasis pod while facing an army that doesn't feel pain or fear. As the rookie fights through the first wave, Carl Bishop Weyland appears on the upper balcony. He is not a hologram this time. He is the bishop himself, or at least the most advanced version of him. The lore of the Weyland identity is a major part of the climax. Is he a man, or is he the perfect synthetic designed to believe he is the founder? This introduces the sovereignty of the digital immortality. Weyland speaks to the rookie over the intercom, offering him a contract to hand over Tequila in exchange for his life. The lore of the Marine's integrity is the rookie's response. He rejects the offer, choosing to stand by his commanding officer. This is the sovereignty of the moral compass in a world of moral bankruptcy. The final boss battle is against Weyland himself, who enters the fray wearing a prototype exosuit. This introduces the lore of the corporate war machine. The suit is a massive frame of hydraulic pistons and heavy plating, representing the sovereignty of the industrial might. Weyland uses a combination of flamethrowers and seismic hammers to destroy the cover in the arena. The rookie must use the M92 sniper rifle and M56 smart gun to target the suit's exposed cooling vents. The lore of the weak spot is essential here. The suit is nearly indestructible from the front, but its reliance on heavy power cells makes it vulnerable to precision strikes from the side. During the battle, the Yautja elite makes a final appearance. He does not join the fight, but his presence on the surrounding towers creates a sense of predatory judgment. The lore suggests that the Yautja are waiting to see who is the victor before they decide to purge the area. This adds the sovereignty of the spectator to the lore. The rookie is fighting for his life, while the predator is watching a show. This highlights the theme that to the Yautja, human conflict is just another form of entertainment. However, the predator occasionally fires a plasma caster shot at Weyland's droids, subtly tipping the scales in the rookie's favor. This is the lore of the hunter's respect, a final nod to the Marine's combat prowess. The rookie manages to disable Weyland's suit. As the machine falls, the lore of the false human is confirmed. Weyland is revealed to be a synthetic, his blood a milky white fluid. This is the sovereignty of the synthetic lie. The real Carl Bishop Weyland is likely thousands of light years away or long dead. The rookie realizes that he has been fighting a ghost. This represents the lore of the corporate void. There is no one to hold accountable, only machines and directives. The rookie delivers a final blow, knocking the Weyland synthetic into the facility's cooling tower, where he is vaporized by the rising heat of the planet's core. With the founder defeated, the rookie secures Tequila's pod and prepares for a final extraction. A genuine colonial marine transport ship, the USS Marlowe, enters the atmosphere. The lore of the military rescue provides a brief moment of hope. These are real Marines, not company mercenaries. They provide cover fire as the rookie hauls the pod toward the ship. This is the sovereignty of the Brotherhood reclaimed. The rookie is no longer alone. He has his tribe back. The lore of the extraction under fire is the final gameplay beat, as the rookie must hold the landing pad for 60 seconds while the ship's cannons clear a path through the remaining Xenomorph swarms. As the ship breaks atmosphere, the rookie looks down at the planet BG-386. The lore of the scorched earth is visible. The research facility is in ruins, and the jungle is being consumed by the volcanic activity triggered by the pyramid's collapse. The project is a total failure. The sovereignty of the failure is the company's only takeaway. However, the rookie has saved Tequila and retrieved the flight recorder containing the truth about the Yautja. This makes him the lore of the witness. He is one of the few humans who understands the true scale of the threat facing the colony worlds. He has moved from a rookie to a veteran of the most dangerous war in history. The final scene takes place on the bridge of the USS Marlowe. The rookie is being treated for his wounds, and Tequila is safely in a long-term stasis bed. The lore of the unresolved threat is the final note. As the ship prepares for a jump to lightspeed, the sensors pick up a massive fleet of Yautja ships entering the system. This is the sovereignty of the clan response. The predators are not leaving. They are arriving to reclaim their holy ground. The lore suggests that the war on BG-386 was just a skirmish, and the big hunt is about to begin. The rookie watches the stars, knowing that the peace is temporary. The atmosphere ends on a note of industrial readiness. The rookie checks his pulse rifle one last time and closes his eyes. The lore of the Marine's life is a cycle of sleep and fire. He has survived the hive, the pyramid, and the company, but the isolation of the soldier remains. The Golden Age is a war without an end, and he is the only shield left to hold the line. The screen fades to black as the jump drive engages, leaving the burning planet behind and heading toward an uncertain future in a galaxy that is far from empty.
Aim for the head. Instinct to it. The pyramid is losing structural integrity. Get up, now!
We, have the datapad, sir. No complications. Yes. The live specimen is secure. Transmitting datapad contents. Now.
This has been a high-cost operation. Let us hope my predecessor's faith in it was justified. It's everything we'd hoped. Worth waiting centuries for. The coordinates to the Xenomorph homeworld.